Hi everyone, NUSensei here. Today we're going to take a look at the Ragim Matrix Evo. Now Ragim is a fairly well-known brand. They are based in Italy and they do make a lot of the well-known beginner or entry-level bows and traditional bows. So the Ragim Matrix is one of the commonly listed bows that's often stocked by stores and recommended for beginners at clubs because they are inexpensive and they basically follow the same pattern as most other takedown recurve bows. The Matrix Evo is meant to be another model which is more or less the same thing, though the main distinction is the color. Now the website bills the Matrix Evo as a dark grey wood, though honestly it looks like plain solid black, which is just as fine, if not better. So if you're looking for an all black wooden bow for a low price, then the Matrix Evo definitely ticks that box. And I do actually like the glossy wood finish. It feels warm and natural, but it does look black, and black looks sleek. So that already ticks the box. The riser is more or less the same as a regular Matrix. So you'll see it is nicely contoured, nothing too fancy. Most of the edges are smoothed out and it is just right for most people. The riser has the standard bushing for a stabilizer in the front. It also has a burger hole if you want to use a plunger or if you want to use a screw-in rest. And it does have mountings for sights. So if you want to convert this to a more of a freestyle setup, then you can definitely do so. The limb pockets have no adjustment from what I can see. They are made from plastic, but it is very simple to assemble. So if you're just starting out, this is one of the easiest things you can possibly work with. The grip is perfectly contoured for most hands. I find that some of the beginner bows tend to have protrusions or ridges. The Matrix Evo has none of that. The front is perfectly smooth, so you wrap your fingers around. There's nothing there to really feel awkward, and the base of the grip is perfectly shaped, so your hand slides right in for a nice, warm, comfortable grip. I find this to be one of the few bows which is immediately satisfying to use. So if you're learning using this bow or the similar Matrix bows, you find that you will naturally want to use the right grip every single time, a very desirable feature for a bow. If you bought the Matrix as a standalone bow, you will find it comes with a typical kit. So you have your riser and you have your limbs. These are branded Ragim Matrix. So to assemble the bow, it's pretty much the same as any other bow really. You take the limb bolts and unscrew them. Slot in the bow or the limb pocket. That's quite generous. And then you line the hole up and you screw it in by hand. So pretty straightforward stuff there. That's pretty typical. I do like how the large plastic knobs make it easy to grip. No tools needed, which is a big plus as well. You will find that quite a few of these beginner bows, while simple in assembly, do require tools like Allen keys or wrenches. This is just fine. Usability is good, and can't complain about that. And there we go. That's the bow assembled. I believe the bow also comes with a standard string. It's normally black or white. We've actually custom made our own string just recently. So this is a handmade custom black and red string to match the black and red limb tips. My first impression of the Matrix Evo is that it is a very comfortable bow. The riser and the bow is quite light. The shapes are smooth and inviting. And like I said before, you want to hold it in the right place every single time. It just feels just right. Even there's a slight bump on the place where your fingers go, you naturally want to keep your fingers off it. So it is just well shaped to be the right bow for someone starting out. And I think this is quite comfortable to hold. Like I said before, not much weight to it, feels well balanced, and actually something which I want to shoot right away. That's a very nice bow. Smooth, balanced and light. Really pleasurable to shoot. Yeah, I feel that this is a bow which is just fun to use. It's not an amazing, wow, this is a luxury bow sort of feel. It feels like a very solid, dependable bow. A very safe choice and a safe buy for someone getting their first bow. I don't really have a lot to say about the Matrix Evo. It's a solid bow. Nothing wrong with it, nothing bad about it. It is a very solid, safe buy for someone getting into archery and want to do traditional archery. I really enjoy using it. It's, like I said, light, balanced, comfortable. The sort of bow which for someone who was getting their very first bow to experiment with bare bow shooting or traditional shooting, then definitely something I would recommend. If you can get this bow, you won't find it to be any more expensive than other beginner bows. I would classify the Evo, especially this particular version, to be more like a beginner plus model, so still very suitable for beginners, but a bit more of that luxury look to it. But otherwise, it should look and handle very much like a normal Matrix or most other beginner budget bows. And just to illustrate that point, I've got a PC Razorback here, which is pretty much the same kind of bow, except it's the more traditional light brown wood color. That's pretty much the same kind of thing, same features more or less. The grips may be slightly different. They have very minor differences, but both I found are really enjoyable to use. So yeah, this is equal to most other beginner bows at this price range, but it's black, so it looks pretty cool to me. So if you're getting to archery, you're looking for a nice first bow at a decent price range, then I do recommend the Ragim Matrix and the Ragim Matrix Evo. They're both very solid bows, comfortable to use, nothing wrong with them. They're pretty safe buys. Anyway, I hope you found this interesting and helpful. Thank you for watching. This is NUSensei, and hopefully I'll see you next time.